You're listening to Short Inspirations from Ralph. Truth Decay, Part 1. Now, in order to deal with a subject like this, truth decay, we must define what exactly truth is. Otherwise, get this, there is no truth decay, because truth then becomes whatever a person makes that out to be. It's that old saying, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. So if there is no fixed standard of truth, there is no such thing as truth decay, if you get my meaning. So here we have immediately two pathways of what truth is. The one pathway is whatever a person makes it out to be, whatever seems right. Very subjective and very changeable. It's so flexible that it becomes like jelly and squishy, and you don't know where a person stands on anything. And you can get beautiful quotes with regard to truth being decided by an individual. Here's one. Truth can only be seen by those with truth in them. And so this sort of thinking is subjective truth. It's a very, very dangerous pathway to go down, because it means that truth is actually made up like a fiction by individuals who want power and to rule over others. And of course, because there is no real truth according to that philosophy, then no one can judge them because there's no standard to judge them by. It's all relative. And so events in the world today and history tell us that subjective truth does not work, because it leaves humanity vulnerable to tyrants and oppressors and monsters who would want to exploit humanity for their own agenda. And we have that with people like Adolf Hitler. We're looking at the extremes. You see in restricted nations today, people are not free because the rulers or ruler of those nations have decided what truth is. And we see millions upon millions of people who have been killed by their own governments because they have created their own form of what truth is. That's subjective truth, as we said. Then we have objective truth, and that means it's not influenced by personal feelings or opinions in considering what is the real truth. Another way of putting this is it's an exterior standard that everyone is aware of and can live by that exterior objective truth. For example, many of the principles contained in the Ten Commandments from the Old Testament of the Bible are fundamental to the Western legal tradition. So there's prohibitions on murder and theft and perjury. Those things are found in nearly every legal code. And without those things, the world becomes every man for himself. It becomes a jungle of survival of the fittest. In defining what truth is, we're talking about a person's belief system, their understanding of what is right and wrong. We're not so much talking about telling the truth, although there is an overlap there. And so truth has to be an exterior set of moral codes or principles that are rock solid, that we live by, that we believe in or convinced by, that we trust, that we have confidence in, that we consider are honest and regard as the truth as opposed to a truth. And I want to say, in finishing off this episode, that such a truth exists. It was, and it is to come. It is an eternal thing. It is called the Word of God. And it is much, much more than paper and ink. It is not just a fact or a written script. Truth is a person. You see, in Jesus Christ, truth moves from the abstract to the intensely personal and even relational. And in Jesus, truth moves beyond arguments between philosophies and books and the cunning wiles of clever people to a living relationship that can change everything. I'll finish this episode with the astonishing words of Jesus, who replied to his disciples and Thomas about what is the way, what is the truth. Jesus said in John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Keep listening. God bless you.